My name is Linda Chaplin, Master Linda Chaplin. I'm very honored and privileged to be a divine channel of Master Sha, and I have a soul healing miracle story to share with you. On December the 14th, in the middle of the night, around 3:30 a.m., I was awoken by the sound of a huge blast, and I leapt out of bed, not knowing what it was, and because I looked around my room and everything looked okay, and I walked out into the hallway and looked into the next bedroom, and the window had been blown out and there was a lot of debris in the room. And I ran to the next bedroom and the same thing had happened there. There was, the window was blown out, and I walked around the house, ran around the house, looking at all this destruction of the house, even though it was certainly still standing, but I realized that there had been an explosion. And then I could smell smoke, and I saw smoke coming up the basement stairs into the upstairs part of the house. And so I started chanting Master Sha because it was frightening, this big explosion that I had heard, and especially being woken up in the middle of the night. Started chanting Master Sha, and I'm saying, okay, what should I do? And then when I saw more smoke coming up from the basement, I got the message, just get out of the house. So I just threw my coat on, and it was about 15 below, because I grabbed my phone, first of all, I should say, but my phone wasn't working. So I put my coat on, and I ran out of the house and ran to a neighbor, and I rang his doorbell, and he was there in about 2 seconds because he had heard the blast, and he was up. And so he welcomed me into the house, and I said, we need to call 911. There's a fire in my house, and there was some sort of an explosion. And so I called 911, and the fire department, about 4 trucks came, and 5 or 6 emergency vehicles came. And so shortly after they arrived, they came in to see me, and the firefighter said to me, "Did you win the lottery?" And he said, "You're very lucky to be alive." And I said, "I have divine protection." And so anyway, the story continued, and they discovered that it was a gas explosion, and there was a fire in the basement. But as I went back into the house, which they allowed me to do later on after they determined it was safe enough to go back in just to get a few of my things. Because as I said, when I left, I took absolutely nothing with me. I didn't take my purse, my phone, my computer, which is very precious to me, and my scroll. That's really what I was worried about, was my scroll calligraphy that Master Sha had given to me, and my computer, because it kind of has my life on it. And that's really all I cared about. Anyway, I got to go back into the house and retrieve these things. And I went back into my bedroom because I needed some clothes. And I saw that I had put Master Sha's Soul Healing Miracle book around my bed on the floor, 10 of the books that had been blessed by Master Sha. And I knew right away that that had saved my life. And when there was a reading done later on, my life was to have been taken in that blast. And as I spoke to the firefighters later on, and to other person from the fire marshal's office was there. I had to be interviewed by many people. The first thing they said to me was, "You're very lucky to be alive." And again, I reminded them that I have divine protection, which I certainly did. And so I was really extremely grateful. But having had the books around the bed to protect me, and I can't thank Master Sha enough for giving that suggestion. So I'm very blessed, and truly, truly very honored to be able to know of these techniques, to be chanting Master Sha to really help me through that time. And so since that time, I of course had to move and live somewhere else, and I'm in temporary residence now. But the house itself has to be torn down because of the structural damage. But one of the firefighters mentioned to me that night that he said he'd never seen anything like that before. Typically when there is a gas explosion, the house, it just goes up totally in flames, and it's just to the ground, and everything is just destroyed. And oftentimes even the neighboring houses can be damaged by the fire and the explosion. So I was extremely blessed. So thank you.